first ban they have is used on Diana, which is targeted at Jay the second. Lissandra coming right back at him. So already I like the Lissandra ban. We saw what Lissandra could do in the last game, even with a cleanse on golems in the mid lane. So if Io Gomesium gets RE, this game will be good. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, guys. Don't give away too much. They can still read what you guys are saying, so we don't want to give away what... Oh, okay, so you'll be laughing. Okay, alright, then in that case. Volibear coming through. So, strangely enough, Volibear been a popular pick / ban champion in this tournament. That was not... I must say, I was not expecting that champion to rise up above others on the pick and ban phase. Graves coming through for the purple team as far as a ban's concerned. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if wasting a ban on an ADC is that important, unless that ADC, that player playing that ADC is insanely good. The curious thing is whether there will be a ban on Fiora in this game. Pert Happy went to town on horrible team name on Fiora last night, and so far, I'm not seeing it. Unless they saved it best for last here. And Pert Happily will also be picking first. And there it is. There's the ban on Fiora. So they read my mind. Pert Happily is going to actually lock in the Lucian first pick overall. It's not a bad idea to first pick. Dark Destroyer 5555. Thank you much for following. Appreciate it. Hey guys, if you want to follow, please hit the follow button. I greatly appreciate it. But anyway, so yeah, the first pick of an ADC is not a bad thing to do. It's I mean, and Lucian's pretty safe overall as an ADC. XFDP Kill the Man 29, kind of taking their time here. Kill the Man was a Volibear in last night's game against Runeborn. XFDP, let's see what he decides to go with here. As he was their ADC. Kill the Man's gonna go with Lee Sin, that blind monk. And XFDP gonna lock in Jinx. I believe he played Jinx in last night's game as well. Korean mid, Auto looking at Shaco. I doubt that's what they pick. I mean, they could pick Shaco, but I'm not sure that's what they're going to go with here. Morgana. Morgana is locked in by the Korean mid, and Insidious is going to lock in LeBlanc not long after. So not very tanky yet on Epic Loot's side. And again, Epic Loot is the blue team. Actually, yeah, Epic Loot's the blue team. Purple team is one more game. I'll restate that. But not very tanky. They do have some burst now all of a sudden with LeBlanc. Purple team has, oh boy, Sith Lord Lemley maybe locking in Nautilus. That's quite a scary pick. If they lock it in, I'm actually very curious how that's going to go. I love me some Nautilus. I mean, lockdowns for days. There it is. They actually do lock in the Nautilus. So, alright, I already like that pick. They can just pick around Nautilus. And there's Ari, so... Oh my fucking god. Okay, so hang on, guys. So, Runeborn's being dicks, guys. None of them can win the giveaway now. Because they're being kind of stupid. Sabai guy. So, everyone else gets a better chance to win the giveaway. Sabai guy locks in Ari. Pretty strong pick. I do like the Ari pick. Ioga Meeson picks Zac. Alright, Zac coming through again today. There was a pick of Zac last night as well. I don't believe it was by this team. So, and then Wukong also gets locked in. So what we're seeing here from Epic Loot is not a lot of tankiness. They do have some knockup potential. They have stun potential. So there will be a little bit of lockdown. There's going to be a lot of burst damage with people like Wukong and LeBlanc just coming in out of nowhere, basically, with Distortion and Nimbus Strike to maybe, hopefully, shred the back line of one more game. All right, Nighthawk, if you say so. But Jay the second looks like Here we go. Okay, Vladimir. We'll have to wait and see on this pick, and they do actually lock in Vladimir. I feel like there's gonna be some swapping back and forth here. Jay, the second, gonna get Ari. Sabai guy's gonna pick up Vladimir. So it's gonna be a lot of damage on both sides. There will be some more tanky. There's a little bit more tankiness on the side of one more game with Sith Lord Lemley on the support Nautilus. So support Nautilus coming out in a big way right here. Sabai guy on Vladimir. Gotta be tanky as the late game comes through. But I feel like the rest is just gonna be burst damage. I feel like we're gonna see kills come a lot faster than we saw last game. So I'm gonna switch over to the other screen now, the main screen. Let me edit this. Make that font size a little bit smaller because we had a complaint about that. All right. All right. So now, okay, we're just in that 3-minute loading time. As again, if you guys want to give some input about who you think's going to win this game, then feel free to throw it in right now, as we can cover it for the next 3 and however many minutes until everyone's loaded in. Red side won picks and bans. I agree. Red side has a better potential here on their picks and bans, but that's why they play the game. Purd is crazy on Wukong. Well, he was very good on Fiora last night, so maybe he can take his team to the next level with Obey Bunny. Thank you very much for following. But maybe he can take his team on Wukong instead of Fiora in tonight's game. Looking elsewhere, I do like the Zac pick. Zac is a very solid jungler at the moment. I mean, Morgana's always solid. I just don't know if Morgana's Black Shield's going to do enough to halt all the CC that can be thrown down by Nautilus in that support role. And again, now, I mean, Vladimir again, I like Vladimir too. I mean, they have some early game champions. If LeBlanc can get rolling and get other lanes going, then that's going to be key for Epic Loot. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. If they can hold down LeBlanc just enough to keep him close into the mid game, then I'm going to like one more game's chances even more to move on to play Rich Kids. Again, if you missed it, Rich Kids won in the first game of the night against Vanguard Please Carry. It was a very close, very competitive game for quite a while. I'm curious to see how this game's going to turn out, as it looks like both teams are going more damage champions than they are tanks. Also, we've seen some lane swaps. I don't think we're going to see lane swaps in this matchup. I think it's going to be more standard lanes here. But you never know how teams set up for each other. So again, we'll just have to kind of wait and see once this game loads in. LeBlanc is the wild card in this game. I agree. If she can get going early and get other lanes kind of going as well from ganks and such, and then have the capability to burst down someone like an Ari or someone like a Jinx in the late game without any repercussions, then that's all that matters. I mean, that'll be one team fights for the blue team. But that's, I mean, it's weird that might be what they have to rely on here, because if LeBlanc doesn't get rolling, then she's kind of a substandard champion in mid to late game. So they're putting a lot of their eggs in that mid lane basket, it looks like. And here we go, loading in. Hopefully we don't have a 5-minute pause like we did last game. Everyone should load in just fine. Obey Bunny giving us a little info into this LeBlanc's mind frame when he gets that champion Assidious. We'll see if he can come through, as Obey thinks he will. The good old Warden Nautilus skin making the appearance. I like that skin very much. Striker Lucian, those World Cup skins, also making an appearance. curious to see if the ward... Wow, okay, so that was weird. We kind of just jumped right in. There was no 15-second wait. So, all right, here we go, guys. This is game number 2 of the night between Epic Loot and one more game. Epic Loot, again, on the blue side. One more game on the red/purple side. Doesn't look like any invades are going to be happening. Team members are kind of splitting off to equal sides of the jungle. A ward is put in the mid lane to scout maybe any kind of movement there. Also, wards put in this river on the bottom side.
Until minions spawn.
Wonder actually, Sith Lord Lemley on Nautilus is actually towards the top lane. I wonder. I mean, LeBlanc's, or sorry, Vladimir's heading up there right now. So maybe there might be a lane swap here. I don't know. Is Perd happily saying the game has begun. Thank you, Eve. That's a pretty good one. I'm curious as to where some of these players are gonna go. Jinx is kind of sitting in the top jungle. She is gonna lane swap here. Vladimir, they're doing a delayed invade, and one more game knows it's happening. Or sorry, Epic Loot knows it's happening. They see it, but they're not really responding to it. There's 3 members, Korean mid. There goes, okay, so they find Korean mid at the Gromp. Perd happily going in. Stun comes through on Sith Lord Lemley. Jinx is also over here, so Korean mid taking a lot of damage, but they're wasting a lot of time being up here. Kill the Man's trying to get this Gromp. He's taking a lot of damage. Uh-oh, this could actually be really bad. LeBlanc's not collapsing. They smite it away. He has not hit level 2 yet, though. They're going to try and steal his blue buff. So, Korean mid is not doing anything. He's kind of just dancing with them right now. He's not going to steal the blue buff as they're doing. MBD, it's Jake. It takes some damage from that turret unnecessarily. So, a delayed invade play from one more game. I like that play, actually. It worked out pretty well for them. Vladimir's going to head down bottom. Insidious gets charmed and Orb Deception. He's going to have to use his passive earlier than he wants to. And there is a lane swap here. So Sabai Guy comes back down. He did get blue buff. They handed it over to him. I'm curious if maybe Zach's going to head over to his blue buff anytime soon. He's still level 1, so Korean mid way far behind right at this moment. Vladimir kind of, Sabai Guy's kind of running around down there. He's not really getting any farm. At the same token, though, Wukong's not really getting any farm either. So red buff finally gets taken by Lee Sin. Oh, nice snare by MBD. It's Jaken. Oh, shoot. Yeah, fix icons. It's the first time I forgot to do this, guys. It was only a matter of time. Of course. All right, there it is. Thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it. Gold star to you. So, alright, so they're slow pushing this top lane. The minions are going to come down to Wukong, though. Let's see if Wukong can actually get any of these, or how many he will actually be able to get. He does get the big minion, so that's going to be pretty big. Vladimir's still kind of only on 2 CS. So Perd Happy's going to find himself at a nice advantage here in CS as far as top laners go. Mid lane actually is in the advantage of LeBlanc. 18-14 over Ari at the moment. And there goes Zach. Korean mid coming in, trying to make something happen. Not gonna follow through on the chain. Does land though. Jay taking a little bit of damage, but Korean mid was too far away at the moment to do anything about it. So now Lee Sin has finished up his blue buff. He is now level 3 compared to Korean mid's level 2. And he sees Korean mid do the scuttle crab, I think. There he is, he sees it. Okay, so here we go. The smite goes away to Korean mid, though. Red buff is on Korean mid for both these players. Insidious coming down, so is Jay the second. That's all it's going to come of it. Little jungler skirmish right there. Morgana kind of headed up there to see if anything would happen and follow through, but she can return back to the lane. So again, CS actually, again, is roughly even. Vladimir's grabbed himself a little bit of CS now. He's up to 9 compared to Wukong's 12. So doing a good job, Spy Guy is, of sticking with it. As is Pert Happily, of CSing there in tough situations. Gold is pretty much even at this point. 5 minutes in, still no first blood, no dragons going down. We saw some early dragons yesterday. None of that happening today, though. Trying to do a little poke damage here. Spy Guy taking a little bit. He's going to heal right back up with that. Zap does land on Pert Happily. And he takes a rocket shot from XFTP, but XFTP is going to take a turret shot return. I don't know if that's exactly worth it. Another turret shot. He's going to take actually 2 turret shots there. So XFTP's down a lot of health at the moment. That potion did have to get popped up there. If XFDP stays up there with that low health, it's possible maybe Wukong could maybe jump on him when he hits level 6 here on this wave. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do that much damage. Kill the Man is sitting in this jungle brush, or this river brush. He's only level 3, though, compared to level 5 of both their bottom laners. I don't think this is going to work out. Pert Happy's going to take a lot of damage here. Kill the Man also taking a lot of damage. He has to dash away to the safety of Spy Guy. So still level 3 for Kill the Man, and it's level 3 for Creamit, so the jungler is actually really far behind at this point, as everyone else is at least level 5. Kill the Man now is at level 4, so is Creamit, so kind of catch up. Pert Happily jumping in, Nimbus Strike. Oh, Assidious is now here. I don't know if they knew it was coming. The flash comes through on both sides. XFDP gets, oh wow, paired. XFDP is going to be the first blood here. There it is. It goes over to Wukong. Nice flashes with the combined ultimates to knock down the ADC of one more game. So Epic Blue takes an early lead here with the first blood. It goes over to the top laner. So the... Oh, Lucian came in to help out there. Pert Happily in trouble. He's actually trying to juke out Sith Lord Lemley. Jay, oh, dodges that one, but he's going to go down. So return kill on their mid laner. Jay the second coming up to help out. So it's actually a 1-for-1. But the lane swap didn't exactly work out for one more game in this situation. They gave up that first blood. Little 1v1 by Iogamesium and Spy Guy in the bottom lane. As this turret's kind of getting pushed down by one more game. It's possible. Oh, Korea mid is not going to come flying in there. The Elastic Slingshot is down at the moment. It's only down for a little bit longer. And BDH Jaken actually gets the Dark Binding. Going to do a little bit of damage there. Not a ton. And actually top turret is going to go down here. They left that to go down. There's not going to be a return turret going down for Epic Loot. So one turret goes down for pretty much nothing in favor of one more game. And they have a gold lead of 600. You are right, Pooks. It is quite the close game so far. Looks like maybe they're setting up for Dragon, them being Epic Loot. MBDH Jaken again lands a Dark Binding. Kill the Man can no longer really stick around and fight this if they decide to go for Dragon now. He's way too low on health. So it looks like the laners or the ADCs are going back to their bottom lane for one more game. Meanwhile, Lucian actually heads up to the top lane. So is Morgana heading up there as well. Korea mid. Gotta be... never mind, he's just fine. Got himself down to about 300 health, but Zach can handle that, I'm pretty sure. Jay the second. Possibly going to be doing a little bit of damage to Assidious there with that Orbit Deception. Actually, the gold lead is now swung in favor, and there it is. Okay, so Assidious going in. Spirit Rush coming through for Jay the second. So the ultimate is down for Ahri now. Can do a little bit more damage there. Takes a turret shot, though. Zach is kind of in the area. And actually, MBDH Jaken and Pert Happily are laning together. Lucian's going to be laning against Vladimir up there in the top lane. So support helping out the top laner for Epic Loots. I don't know. We'll see how if that plays into something big here. Again, LeBlanc hasn't really had any sort of early game advantage. Ari's done a good job of negating that. But here we go. He does get Dark Binded. XFDP, he's going to go down again because of that Dark Binding. So very good job by Wukong. Killed a man trying to do a return gank on Agamisim. Calling's going to miss a lot. The heal comes through. They're going to try and chase down Lee Sin. Can Epic Luke get another kill here? They're going to maybe dash over this wall. Elastic Slingshot is up. He does ward jump though. Spy Guy's in the area. The Q's going to land, but he's not going to follow up on that. Assidious gets a little late to the party, and so it's only going to be a 1-for-0 there on the Jinx. Beautiful Dark Binding by MBDHJaken that landed, or that combined with the Wukong burst damage and ultimate to get the kill on the Jinx. So Jinx kind of getting caught out twice here, resulting in both deaths for one more game. Oh, taking a full orb deception there is Assidious. Towards finding arm point. They have been so far. They've been very good. Let's see if MBDHJ can continue to set up kills for his team as this laning phase continues. So Sabai Guy's going to run into Korean mid here. He's going to take a lot of damage, but Sabai Guy's out here by himself. There's 3 members. He does pull at the right time to dodge that chain, but the ultimate for Vladimir is up, and the chain still lands even after the flash by Sabai Guy. Sabai Guy's going to go down. It's only a matter of time, and there it is. Goes over to Assidious. Here comes MBDHJaken, though. He's taking some damage. Hurt happily, though, returning some of that damage with some of that combo that Kong has. And so nothing's going to happen down here in bottom lane, but Vladimir goes down to the top. Ari's now up there, though. Lucian might be in trouble. Ari actually decides not to follow through on that. Oh, the flash ultimate by Perd happily onto XFDP, and the ignites now. He has to use ignite and flash, or heal and flash, but it doesn't exactly pay off. Meanwhile, Kill the Man's doing dragon, so that's going to be the first dragon going over to one more game. A very aggressive move by Wukong Perd happily down here on XFDP, but it doesn't result in a kill. Still results in both summoners being used by XFDP. XFDP is Jinx, so that's going to be huge cooldowns for the next 3 or 4 minutes. Build-A-Man's pretty low. He can't really fight this. He's going to actually get the Scuttle Crab, though. It's a nice little steal by him. They're chasing him in this jungle, though. Assidious is on the other side of this wall. She's kind of distortion over. And, oh, there's the nice hop over, safeguard over to Jinx. Nothing else going on. The monkey is deadly. I completely agree. Obey the bunny. Jinx is bad. Oh. I mean, we never said anything about how if these players are LCS caliber. So they're not going to make tons of awesome plays, but you got to expect a few mistakes here and there. And it wasn't even a mistake. It was just a very good play by Morgana to Dark Bind him into the Wukong ultimate. So 3-1. It is now almost 1,500 gold lead for Epic Loop. And so we'll see. Maybe they can climb on the back of Perd happily here. He can deliver them to the promised land of the semifinals of the Tournament Mediocrity number 3. As far as CS goes, Lucian is now 15 CS up on XFDP, who is Jinx. Ari's also found herself a little bit behind of LeBlanc, and Wukong is quite a bit ahead of Vladimir at the moment, almost 20 ahead of Vladimir, so that's where that gold lead is coming from. Assidious jumping in, taking a Foxfire. The charm does not land. If that charm lands, that might be a dead LeBlanc. However, it was missed. Oh, there we go. Saves that last Spirit Rush whenever she distortions in. Clearing out that ward up there. Korean mid. Nice spot right there in that tri-bush. As far as warding goes, Epic Loot's doing a very good job of warding. They have a lot of wards just kind of in the middle, down the middle of the map. They've kind of sliced it in half. Oh boy, Kill-The-Man's in a lot of trouble here. He gets caught out and gonna go down to Ayagomi-san. There it goes. So 4-1 now. Trying to get that Scuttle Crab did not pay off for him. They had to use Let's Bounce and the Calling, but it ends up being a kill. Very nice. MBDS Jaken continues to use that pool on the ground, do a little dot damage to him. The zap does land on MBDS Jaken, though, so a little return damage. Korean mid clears out his red buff. A little lull in the action here. Missed! That anchor by Nautilus there. It was kind of a point-blank anchor, and he decided, I mean, it just couldn't land it. So, the engagement is off there. I say, they're not out of this yet. Them being one more game, I mean, it's only 4-1. It's still really early in the game. 15 minutes, 16 minutes in, actually. So they have nothing to really worry about. Just keep playing their game. Let the game come to them slowly but surely. Korean mid coming down. Maybe going to set up a gank onto XFDP. XFDP is the one getting picked on here. Dark Binding misses. If that Binding lands, that's probably a dead someone in the bottom lane for one more game. They're gonna have to wait just a little bit. Insidious taking a... never mind. Jinx misses her chain there. There it is. There's the anchor landing. MBDS Jaken takes some damage. They dive on XFDP. They're going ham onto XFDP. Nothing he can do at this moment. That's dead. That's a dead Jinx right there. Perd happily cleans it up again. Sith Lord Lemley is now in their sights. Oh, Perd happily gets kind of minion blocked, and that's a double kill going over to Perd happily. Kill the Man comes down here a little bit too late. So now 6-1 in favor of Epic Loot. Very nice ganks down here. And here we go. Kill the Man's not tanky enough. Korean mid will have to use his passive cell division, but not gonna result in a kill for Kill the Man. So 7-1 now. Oh, the super mega death rocket lands, but not quite enough. So again, so now it is actually a 4,000 gold lead. So that exploded quite fast in favor of Epic Loot. Very nice gank down there in the bottom lane. Morgana making things happen, and also of course Perd happily. Where would they be without him in this game? He is now 4-1-1. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with, probably until some of the members of one more game can get a little more tanky. They're going to pass over blue buff to Jay the second. They need to make something happen here. Obviously, they're picking on XFDP. He's almost finished the Infinity Edge, but Jay needs to get something going. They need to maybe set up something for their mid laner at this point. Kill the Man has not been setting up ganks like he was in the game last night against Runeborn when he was on Volley Bear. At this point in that game, he was like 5-1 or 5-0. So that's not happened. Perd happily is trying to set something up here. They do have that warded though. So Jay the second knew that was coming. They're going to get the Scuttle Crab though. Dragon is now live. You can expect maybe there to be a fight down here. Vladimir does have teleport and is level 11. So, and if he's going to teleport, now is the time. They're not even going to contest this though. It is only their first dragon, so it's not that big of a deal. Missed charm by Jai. That, again, would have been a kill if he lands that charm, but he just can't land it. So, Assidious escapes out of there with his life again. Oh boy, Iagomisian calling to get Jay out of the lane, but doesn't really land, so they're going to take a turret in retribution of this, so one turret goes down. It's the first turret. No, second turret they've got. They also got the top outer turret. So the gold lead is now shrunk to 3,000 gold. And some of their members have to back. So there's a chance that one more game can maybe push down this mid turret. It's pretty low. If they can get all the outer turrets down, that sets up pretty well for them in the mid to late game. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. All their members are kind of collapsing on this turret. And it's only a matter of time before it actually goes down. Yep, there it goes. Okay. They kind of hesitated there for a little bit, but finally did get it. So now it is only a little bit more of a 2,000 gold lead for Epic Loot. So nice little comeback in gold by one more game. They're grouping up now. Looks like Epic Loot wants to return the favor here on their own, on the enemy's middle turret. Assidious trying to go in, does a little Sigil of Silence and ultimate right there. Pulling off some damage onto Jay the second. Gonna force him to back, so the mid laner is gone for one more game in case a engagement happens. Oh boy, okay, so here we go. MBD and Jacob goes in. He does use... Oh, there we go, the rocket comes in. MBD Jacob barely survives, but that's gonna get the finishing touch right there. So Lord Lemley cleans it up with his death charge. So, interesting little engagement right there. I feel like it was maybe a little bit rushed by MBD as Jake, and there was really no need to force something like that. Let's watch that from the beginning here. Hopefully we don't miss too much of what's going on. We'll speed up just a little bit. Okay, so there it is. They do land the stun on XFTP. So he goes in, uses his soul shackles, but it doesn't really net a kill. And it results in one more game getting a kill on their own side. So, I mean, it was not necessarily the best engagement by Morgana there. MBDH Jacob probably wishes he could have that back, as the members of the team were around and healing for XFDP, and he still had his flash. He did have to use flash there in that engagement, but not too bad. And the charm finally lands on Agamisum. He has to flash himself, so both ADCs actually have to use flash to get out of little binds that they were in. Yeah, it was a little bit of a sloppy engage, especially on MBDH Jacob. Very nice reply by Jai the second on Ahri. And here comes another bind. MBDH Jacob maybe going a little bit too ham. I mean, he lands a bind. He kind of shows himself a little bit too much. He's lucky charms are not landing on himself. Otherwise, it could be a problem. So Jai the second has been a little subpar on the charms tonight. But luckily for him, his team's not too far out of it, even with his aim not being true at the moment. Sith Lord Lemley goes in wards. He's actually going to take a lot of damage here, but XFPP's in the vicinity. Oh, he has to flash, and Perd Hapley's going in on him, and he's going to get it. Oh my gosh. So Perd Hapley is just a one-man wrecking crew at this moment. And they're going to go for the mid-turret now, and I don't think there's anything you can do if you're one more game. You just got to let this go. And they do definitely back off. Ahri's in the top laner at the moment. It's a bye guy trying to come and support his jungler and ADC. Maybe they'll continue to push here. It doesn't look like they will. They're going to back off. Now, the one thing that one more game is doing, even though they're behind 8-2 in kills, they are warding the entire bottom side jungle. There's not very many places Epic Loot can go, and without one more game seeing them. So in the bottom side jungle, that is. Meanwhile, on the other side, Epic Loot not doing that great of a job of warding. They have some wards out on the map, but not very many. So let's see if they can maybe step up that ward game. So I feel like the Ahri charms will come in time. It's just she hasn't been landing them yet. So if anyone knows that, it's Jay the second. So here we go. He does a little damage to Korean mid. That's going to be all. Perd Hapley's in the area, and here we go. He has to use Spirit Rush to get away. Perd Hapley did not have his ultimate up at the moment, or at that exact time. So I think Jai the second probably could have got out of there without having to use the ultimate, but I mean, that's a pretty low cooldown on Ahri's ultimate in the first place. Spirit Rush. Really, there's no harm in using it at will for the most part. Dragon will be up in 30 seconds. The problem is, though, he will not have it for this next dragon fight, which is a huge blunder. Oh! Sith Lord Lemley cannot land his Q, but he has to use depth charge. Maybe nope, they're too far away. Wow, that was a point blank. That was a point-blank reg line, and he could not hit it. If he hits it, that might be a dead Perd Hapley. But, whoa, not good. And now they're clearing out wards. They're putting down wards of their own as well in the near the dragon pit. So they see this coming. XFTP is gonna go down here, no doubt about it. Uses his entire combo, and that's a dead Jinx, and that's gonna be another dragon going over to Epic Loot. So Wukong having his way with the enemy team at the moment. So the question is now, can one more game just stand the damage that Wukong can throw down? Uh-oh, Sabai Guy's going to be in trouble. That's a lot of damage that perhaps is going to be taken, though. So may not actually want to fight that Vladimir. Sabai Guy is going to continue to take damage, though. And here he pulls probably a little earlier than necessary. Oh my gosh. I think Perhap is going to be able to take him down here. There it is. He actually even flashes there at the last second. Does Sabai flash? Whoa. Perhapley's... He's... As I've said before, he is just a wrecking ball right now. 7-1-1 at the 25-minute mark. And he's going to take down this turret all to himself. I feel it's pretty safe to say that he's going to be hard to stop. And now they're taking an outer inner turret as well in the top, or sorry, an inner turret in the top lane. So there goes 2 turrets, all in the span of less than a minute. So now their gold lead is now up to 6,000. One more game is finding themselves in a pretty tight spot here. Oh, the binding onto Jay the second, and they're going ham. Oh boy, that's a dead Ahri. Igomisium picks up that kill. So there's the pick potential that some of the viewers were talking about from Epic Loot's team comp. What can one more game do? Well, it's going to be tough. They have to wait. They just have to stall at this game for as long as possible and wait for their members to get tanky enough, / maybe get a pick of their own. It hasn't helped. Oh boy, Kill the Man's going to go down here. Never mind, he has to flash. Nice death charge there, actually. Wow, a lot of return damage by Jinx. Even though she's 0 and 4, she still does that damage with that super mega death drop. So, but they made Lee Sin have to burn flash. Korean mid split pushing bottom lane. Teleport coming down from Vladimir. Not going to be able to do anything to Korean mid, but at least he saves a little bit more damage from that turret through. So, alright, so let's, I mean, CS at this point really doesn't matter, but let's look at gold differential from each lane. Yeah, as you'd think, Wukong is 3,000 gold up on his lane opponent. Actually, sorry, it's more like 2,500. But every lane opponent is up for Epic Loot, as they are up 7,000 gold. So you would expect that, but some of these gold differences are huge. At least 1,000 in almost every case. Actually, it is 1,000 in every case. So, and there, Perhapley's taking them all on by himself. He's not going to finish off killing XFDP here. Jay the second is now, Perhapley's trying, he's going maybe a little bit too crazy. They do manage to pick off Jinx. LeBlanc was back there to finish her. But it's a 1-for-1, but the shutdown gold is in favor of one more game. I mean, Jinx at this moment is not worth that much, so probably wasted a little bit too much to try and kill him. That was your flash for Wukong, so probably didn't need to waste flash there for just a 0-4 Jinx. So 1-for-1 total in that engage, but as I said, I'm pretty sure one more game wins that exchange due to not only shotgun gold, but also burning Perhapley's flash. I mean, Jinx's flash was burned as well there, as was Sith Lord Lemley's exhaust. But at this point, you want your 7-2, or it was 7-1 carry to have his flash and be able to engage at will on bigger team fights than what we just saw. Sabai Guys just has to tuck tail and run from that bottom lane. I don't think he can. I mean, no one can 1v1 the Wukong at this point. You're going to have to send a death squad down there to deal with him. Meanwhile, the rest of Epic Loot can kind of do what they want. Alright, so wards being placed very well. The dragon will be up in a minute. So Epic Loot is putting some wards down near the dragon pit in the red side jungle over here. Red needs to kind of combat that with putting their own wards down, such as clearing them out, and they are doing so. So it's quite the ward battle at the moment. And this next dragon is sort of key. You don't want to be behind 3-1 in dragons. It is 30 minutes in the game, so there's a chance they may not even get to 5 dragons, but you don't want to fall too far behind, especially to the team that's way far ahead, if possible. Like, you don't want to risk your entire game on team fighting at the dragon pit when you're far behind for only the 3rd dragon, but at the same token, you really don't want to give away the 3rd dragon. So, make them earn it, see if they maybe make any mistakes, and if they don't, then just back off, let them have the dragon. I believe all ultimates are up from both sides, yes, they are, so should be a full-fledged team fight if one does happen. Sidious distortions over the wall, and they are going to go for it. One more game. Seems content to just let them have it here, so there will be no engage. Wukong was kind of hanging out on the other side, so they warded Dragon Pit. One more game did, decided not to contest it, so 3rd dragon going over to Epic Loot. And no team fight there. I think one more game realizes that they just need to kind of sit back and let their damage dealers build up some items. Zhonya's looks like it's in the process of being built for Ahri. She has the Seeker's Arm Guard, but she's also almost completed Fiend's Unholy Grail. So she's kind of in between completing 2 items, which is never a good spot to be in. XFDP is in the process of finishing Static Shiv, so should be able to complete that here soon. Meanwhile, Vladimir he's actually scaling up kind of nicely. He's got 2 core items of Vladimir's build. He doesn't look like he's gonna build Spirit Visage anytime soon, but he's got the Zhonyas and he's got the Will of the Ancients. Oh. And Sith Lord Lemley on Nautilus is built up sort of tanky, and so has Lee Sin for that matter. They both have Randuin's Omen, so they have the armor. But can they keep Wukong off that back line? I don't know. We'll wait and see. They've waited long enough to where actually Hurt Hapley's flash will be up. And there's the charm. The charm misses. Jay goes in. Nothing really comes of it. They do manage to use Calling off of Aigomisen, but that's a much higher cooldown down from Jay, Spirit Rush, than the Calling is for Lucian. So flashes are actually up all around now in just a few seconds. Hurt Hapley will have his up, so he will be able to engage at will. And here he goes. The nice zap just in time to see him coming around that corner. That would have been terrible. Korean mid maybe goes in a little too crazy. Another missed charm by Jay. If he lands that charm, Korean mid's kind of find himself in a world of hurt, but misses, and they're going to get another inner tier turret in the bottom lane. Insidious looking for a pick. Kill the man. Oh my god. Kill the man flashes, but the ultimate and Sigil of Silence from LeBlanc. Sigil of Malice, I should say. Sigil of Malice. Way too much damage. There was no magic resist built by Lee Sin, so he just got blown the F up by LeBlanc. Insidious taking a zap. Gotta be careful here. Looks like he's just fine though. So at this point, one more game, just trying to hold on for dear life. Hurt Hapley's just messing with people now. He's taking a little bit of damage from Spy Guy. Spy Guy ults. Is he going to be able to do any return damage? There goes the ult off. So Hurt Hapley's kind of low. Got to be careful here. So Spy Guy probably could have actually played that a little bit better. But he can 1v1 Wukong, it looks like at this point, at least right now. The question is... And that's only going to go more favorably for Vladimir in the future, too. Vladimir is such a late-game champion. And it's the more items he completes, the more dangerous he becomes. And I think at this point, Epic Loot realizes that, and they're going straight for Baron. There's going to be no contest from one more game. They're going to let this go. And there goes the Rocket, Super Mega Death Rocket coming through for one more game on Jinx. Doesn't really do much. Korean mid's just tanking this Baron as much as possible. There it goes down. Lee Sin coming up. It's a little too late for him to show up, though. One more game was 10 seconds behind schedule right there. So now Baron buff picked up from Epic Loot, and Dragon will be up in 2 minutes, and that'll be their 4th Dragon if they get it. 35 minutes of the game, 13-3, almost or over a 10,000 gold lead for Epic Loot. They've done a great job in this mid and now late game of extending that lead, controlling objectives, getting picks. Their ward game is of pretty high quality at the moment too. Putting wards exactly where they need them to set up team fights and get picks. So let's see what they decide to do with Baron. There's only one more inner turret still alive for one more game, and you got to think that that's going to be the target of Epic Loot here in just a second. They're putting wards pretty deep in the enemy jungle. MBD, it's Jenkins kind of out here all by himself for now. Assidious showing up though, as is Agomison. Oh man, Pert Hapley's continued to try and toy with Sabai. There it is, Jay the second. I feel like Sabai actually might have been able to do something there, but Morgana and Igomison were kind of in the vicinity as well, so probably a better idea just to let that go. Assidious trying to burst down Lee Sin there. Gets him a little bit below half health. Just gonna go back and heal up. So that was the power of the LeBlanc combo, as he will that Mimic up in just a second. Such a low cooldown for that kind of combo, it's ridiculous. So, but Baron buff, it's already, let's see here. It's not going to be alive for much longer, but they are actually going to finish off this inner tier turret. So, they are now just barely holding on to their next, or their inhibitor turrets, is what they got to do. And they can't let them break through that, otherwise it's going to be GG not long after. And the 4th dragon coming through. So now they're on a 5-minute clock in this game to come back. If they don't come back before the 5th dragon comes through, MBDH Jaken flashes to try and get a Dark Binding, does not land it, but does get a return flash from XFDP. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Sith Lord Lemley does manage to dredge line onto Agomison, but that's not going to work. XFDP takes a little bit of damage from the LeBlanc, but not enough to make a difference here. They're going to try and hold this off. Baron buff is now gone off of one more for Epic Loot, and so they're going to hold on to all their inhibitor turrets here. I'm going to say it again. This game is now on a 5-minute time, or a 5-minute limit for one more game. They need to find some way to combat the next dragon, because the next dragon buff, even though it's not a permanent buff, the 5th dragon provides so much power for the team that has it. 150 true damage every auto attack on each member. So if 3 members get 1 auto attack on the same person, that's 450 true damage over 3 seconds on a single member of one more game. That's so much damage to overcome. Sabai, oh, he does manage to dodge the chain, but the chain's going to come right back up. There's the Zonias. Oh boy, he has to flash. So, alright, so flash down on Vladimir. Does manage to get away from that pick, but what cost? Again, it's very important to hold on to this line of inhibitor turrets, but again, I'll say it one more time. Holding on to the inhibitor turrets is nice, but giving up objectives and creeps in your own jungle, and it's not going to help you get back in the game. Eventually, you got to try and make some sort of play. I know they're trying to catch back up gold-wise and get some of their members the items they need, but Jesus, this is going to be tough. City is just waiting to get a pick here. He's sitting in this bush. Oh, there it is. Sabai gets bursted down, but does pull. So he's not going to die here today. Assidious clearing out this ward too. Baron will also be up momentarily, I believe. Well, not momentarily, within probably the next 3 minutes or so. So not only will they maybe have Baron buff, they'll also have the 5th dragon buff as well, and that's going to be a strong team to deal with. Stealing the enemy's buffs at will here is Epic Loot. How to join the RP giveaway? Well, just be on the stream when this game ends. And also, if you hit the follow button, I'd appreciate that as well. But in any case, Sabai again gonna get caught out by Assidious. Assidious is just, he's looking for picks. He keeps finding the wrong guy though. He was standing on a ward though. going to find many picks by staying on wards. Wukong continues to try and split push bottom lane. It's not been very fruitful for him. Baron will be up in a minute 20. So we'll see there. There won't be much of a contest on Baron. As far as looking at some of the big items that have been completed, now Vladimir has his zone, or not his Zonia's, his Rylai's Scepter, so that slow could come in handy. Jinx still needs Last Whisper here to be effective. Well, maybe not even Last Whisper. No one's really building armor on the other team. Actually, there's no armor at all on the other team. That's how much they're disrespecting Jinx, except for Frozen Gauntlets. So again, they're just holding off. Baron will be up in 30 seconds, and then only a minute and a half after that will be the 5th dragon possibility for Epic Loots. I mean, something needs to happen here for one more game. I don't know if they can withstand a siege of both dragon and Baron buff. It's going to be insanely hard to deal with both of those buffs. They're going to try, though. It looks like they're going to try their damnedest. And there it is. They're waiting for Baron. There will be no contest. If Jinx wants to shoot a Super Mega Death Rocket over there, it would take a miracle to steal this at this point, since they have no ward coverage at all. Actually, they're pinging it. Ahri's not with them. This could be a terrible mistake for one more game. Oh my gosh. Kill the Man almost got bursted down by Assidious right there. The Baron has gone over to Epic Loot. There will be no pursuit of kills, though, by Epic Loot. And they're just going to try and burst down one of these turrets. So they need to get one of them to break this inhibitor turret wall that they have going for him. Burt happily split pushing against support. That's not going to work. He's taking turret damage, though. He's going to take one down, so already one turret is down. Cerberus, thank you for following. 3 in mid, bouncing all over the place in the enemy base. It's a Bai guy trying to do some damage to Aigomisa. Aigomisa is actually going to go down here. Jinx is going to get excited. Oh my gosh, Jinx doing as much damage as possible. There's another kill going over, but Pert happily doing damage to the enemy base. Everyone still alive for one more game, but Pert happily manages to get not only an inhibitor, but also a Nexus turret, and now he's going to flash, go on to XFTP. XFTP has to return flash. Oh my gosh, Pert happily is not going to get away from this one. Dredgeline does not land, though, at the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He's trying to fake him out. He gets kicked away by Kill the Man. Kill the Man's attacking the wrong one now. Can Pert happily actually get out of this? Oh my gosh, Distortion coming through, killing the Ahri. Assidious trying to do everything possible. Assidious, oh my gosh, gets another kill. The Super Mega Death Rocket going through, not gonna kill Pert happily. Pert happily making plays all over the place. Holy shit, the monkey is crazy. And so, whoa, we thought for sure one more game was gonna come through right there and maybe pull off some epic team fight to keep him away. But Pert happily continue to make plays all over the place. Did you see some of those fake outs in the base? That was insane. Epic, epic plays. And then obviously, Assidious on the block, finishing up some more kills that he himself could not finish off. Oh my gosh. They fell for the Wukong fake decoy. Whenever he sat there, they went for the wrong one, and then they went for the decoy the next time he tried it. That was insanely good by Pert happily. And now here comes the most painful thing at all. You get him out of your base, but they're going to come right back with the 5th dragon buff, and you already have 2 inhibitors down. This is not, and I repeat, this is not looking good for one more game. Here we go. They're going to come flying into this base with this buff. And they still have Baron buff. They don't actually, sorry, it just now went off, so they don't have Baron buff anymore. Well, sorry, it's still on, actually. It should be off for much longer, though, I think. Only about 15 or... Oh my gosh, Kill the Man's taking so much damage. Pert happily is going deep, but they already lose in the last inhibitor turret they have. Hurt Happily, can he actually get away? Dredge line gets hit. Hurt Happily decoys away again. They cannot kill the Wukong, and the last inhibitor goes down. Minions are doing damage to the last Nexus turret. It has about a third of its health left. This could be it. Insidious going deep. XFDP gets shredded. Iago Meeson calls some of these minion waves to clear for his own minions to tank the turret. They're going to back off, though. It really is only a matter of time. Hurt Happily still in the base, just running around the outside. This turret's gonna go down. It's only the Nexus standing. That is going to be it. One more game, loses to Epic Loot, and wow, that was a very strong performance from Epic Loot. Not a lot of kills, but there didn't need to be a lot of kills. It was basically just slow but sure ownage of the enemy team. So again, Epic Loot comes through and wins the second game of the night to send them to the semifinals against Rich Kids.